So if you're on Doordash and you're trying to get your rating up and you're trying to hit that platinum, you on gold, the best way to do that is to earn by hour. Why I say that is because if you hit earn by hour, Doordash is seeing you a lot of orders back to back because they gotta work you for that dollar on the hour, you know. So do that. Try to beat the time limit to dropping it off. If you don't know what the time limit is, sometimes you can take shortcuts. Like I'm about to bust this right now, as y'all see. You can go back out, right? Go out. I don't think they will let me. After I get done with this dash, y'all, I'll show you. They won't let me do it.
Drive south on South Monroe Street. Then, in 700 feet, turn left onto East Lewis Street.
But I gotta deliver this by 1:59. I had that off in a second. Probably 55, 56, I bet. But it's a little early, so let's get on my ratings. After I get done with this dash, I'll show y'all. 15%. I got a speed charger in my car, so I really don't ever worry about that.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the right.
And if you want to know where it's at, if it's nighttime, you can zoom in like this. So you'll know it's the house the second house from the end right there, 1138, right? So go back out. Back in.
Drive east on East Lewis Street.
The second house
Then,
from the corner.
in 600 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Your destination is on the right.
Second house right there. Boom. 1138. That's if it's nighttime and you can't see you zoom in like that if you can't see an address. Let me get this off real fast, y'all. Hold on. Here's a leave at my door. My porch is on, leave at my door. Always read the instructions. Put it away from the door so when they open it, don't knock it over. Always get like a mat or a screen door when you take a picture, you know. Simple stuff. Okay, press done. Alright, I just started this dash to y'all, so see now I can show y'all what I mean by that. Go backwards, go here, go to rating. I was at 82, messed up earlier today finally. See, they just keep sending orders. See, this how I like the dash. Okay, I know they want me to pick it up from here. I can zoom in. I know where that's at. I know it's gonna be over here, which is closer. That's like taking Main Street all the way down, I bet. Zoom in. Yeah, Main Street. So now I know where it's at. So that's the direction I want to head to after I get my dash. And this rally's downtown, so I know where that is. I didn't even got to use my GPS. But yeah, that's what you do. You just roll around like that, man. So you know where you're going, how far it is, how many miles it is, what direction you need to head to. Because when you get on Doordash and you press go, you know the GPS isn't going through correctly, so what you want to do is zoom in like I just did there. Little tips, and I'm giving y'all some nice tips out at late night and you trying to Doordash. You zoom in like that and you see what house it is before you pull up. I wouldn't zoom in when you pull up. It's kind of harder to see, so before you grab it, you know, you want to zoom in because you can't look at that map right there once you hit the button, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm doing dash per hour just to fix mine. If you're trying to bring your rating back up, because I was platinum, that's how you do it, dash by the hour. You really don't get paid like that, really. It's just you just working to get your platinum back. So that's what I got going on. I'm just working to get platinum back on my phone, because you can get a little bit of money off that platinum. So I'm just gonna take this all the way down. Go around and hit rallies. You know? And that's Doordash for me. I don't know what else to tell you. yeah, mess up a bag like I did earlier today. Usually, you know, some people, they have like a stand. They want their food on. They don't want to grab their food from the ground. So this one guy had a stand today, and it was all white. And I guess the stand is under a roof in a way. Kind of like, you know, he's got a roof over his stand. So I didn't think nothing much of it when I set the McDonald's down. And the stand was wet and got the bag wet. And it didn't really go through it, but it dampened it just a little bit. So I contacted Doordash and then contacted the customer and let them know that it was just water. You know, last thing you want is somebody giving you a bad report about water damage or the bag being wet. You know, you gotta let people know in advance. But I guess the guy was just looking at the McDonald's bag and he was just like, it's open. I'm like, dude, this is the reason why, you know, when stuff like this happen, you want to be dressed well, so they know you take your job a little serious. You know, I'm African American, so when I'm out doing my DoorDash, and I like to stay dressed so people know, hey, I take my job serious. You know, that's what it screams to the customer. You know, okay, that guy, you know, he was black, but he had on a button up. You know, and sometimes that little thing right there matters a lot. You know, when you're dealing with a customer, sometimes it can further your tip too. You know, just because of, you know, when you go to a restaurant and someone serves you some food, you know, 9 times out of 10 they have a collared shirt on. They're dressed for the occasion. You know, you don't want a bum walking up and giving you some food. You know, if you got a button down and you dress nice, you know, and you hand somebody their food, they're not gonna look at you like you got germs or cooties because you got that nice button-up shirt on, or you're dressed appropriate. You know, you got dressed for the weather sometimes, so you can't have a collar out all the time, but you definitely want to just stay dressed nice. You don't really have stains on your shirt and all of that, you know. One time I did this DoorDash, and I only just needed it because I needed some gas. So it was like I was on E, and I was like, well, I need some gas real quick. I was like, DoorDash comes in perfect, you know, for that. So I just got off of work. I had on some shoes. It was falling apart, and I did that one dash, and that girl looked at me, and the way she looked at me when I handed her food was so priceless. Like she didn't even want to eat that thing. So yeah, definitely dressed appropriate when you're out here DoorDashing. Thanks for listening.